Racing. Started Shamrock Blue is bursting through a gap and coming ominously. Shamrock Blue's got the lead and Shamrock Blue's got the money. Vinco, Mitch.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Final Gallop. It is episode 242 and is proudly supported by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group and PlayUp. It's the Sunshine Coast feature race day on the Winter Carnival Saturday with the Caloundra Cup race day. Shortly we will preview our 7 runners on the card, but back with me this week while Tony enjoys our family holiday is our racing manager Mitch Treleavan. Morning Mitch, unfortunately no winners last Saturday, but we came very close with a second and a stakes placing for Princess Rainice.
Yeah, she was terrific. Again last week, she's been really consistent this prep, so she'll go for a break now and we'll bring her back in the summer. She'll be really well placed there.
Before we launch into our preview, we have the winner to announce for last week's competition with the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group. The prize was a racing package at the Novotel Brisbane Airport, including a night's accommodation, early check-in, welcome drinks, a transfer to the racetrack and a buffet breakfast for 2 in the Catalina restaurant. And Mitch, the winner is?
Jane Salthouse.
So Jane, congratulations. A representative from the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group will be in touch with you about your prize sometime this week. On to Caloundra Cup Day at the Sunshine Coast. The rail will be in the true position. The track is currently a soft 5 with the forecast for fine days ahead. It's been close to a month since the rail's been back in the true position there. With a good track, where do you think the best running will be in the straight?
They normally try and get out to the crown, but when the rail's back into the true for the first time in a while, I think it'll be pretty fair. Like inside, a couple of horses off, that's where you want to be, depending on the pace of the race, obviously.
Okay. We will start with race 4, which is the cutest 3-year-old handicap over 1,000 metres. Golden Boom will run in this. He'll carry 60.5 kilos. Ryan Maloney will ride. Barrier 7. With PlayUp at the moment, Golden Boom is paying $2.40 to win and $1.35 for the place. He does love this track and distance. He's 2 from 2. He did win the Derby McCarthy 2 starts ago, and there was no match for the winner last start in the listed Queensland Day Stakes 4 weeks ago. He has had an impressive jump out last week, and he does have a gear change, which is the tongue tie going on.
Yeah, very good jump out last Tuesday at Eagle Farm. Tongue tie was on there, so gets back to his bread and butter, I suppose, the track and trip at the Sunshine Coast. So he's got a big weight, but he's earned it. I think he'll roll forward, sit lead or sit outside lead, and he'll be very hard to beat.
Okay. Race 5 is the benchmark 78 handicap over 1,400 metres. We have 2 runners in this. We'll start with TikTok Queen. She'll carry 57.5 kilos with Angela Jones's 1.5 kilo claim. She has drawn the outside gate. With PlayUp at the moment, TikTok Queen is paying $5 to win and $2 for the place. It was a really creditable performance in the Group 1 stroke boat, finishing in the first half of the field. This is a huge drop in grade, but the challenge of the outside gate is in a big field is something she'll have to overcome.
Certainly was a big run in the Stradbroke. Drops significantly in grade, as you said. There's not a lot of speed here, which could be problematic. It's just where Ange can get to from the barrier, but both our mares here are dropping significantly in grade, and it's just going to depend where she gets to in the run. She's certainly good enough to win a race like this. It's just where she's going to get in that first couple of furlongs. And
do you have a plan of where she will be? What's the ideal position that you would like to see her in, or Tony would like to see her in?
Cavanough had a chat just after the fields come out, and sort of, she's gone back and ran really well before, but the problem is here is if there's not much speed, she might not be able to run past them. So we'll have another look, and whether she can just slot in midfield with cover, it's a task for Ange, but we'll look at that closer to the start of the race.
Okay. The second runner we have is Love Sensation. She'll carry 58 kilos. Ryan Maloney will ride her. Love Sensation has drawn barrier 1. With PlayUp at the moment, she's paying $9 to win and $3 for the place. Never a chance last start in the listed eyeliner when she just went back from her wide draw. She won 3rd up last prep at this track and distance, and she does have the benefit of the good draw in this race here.
Yeah, I'd certainly forget about last start. No luck at all in a much stronger race at Ipswich. Gets back to a track and trip she really enjoys, and maps to get a really nice run from that barrier. So I think that's the key out of the 2 runners here.
Yeah.
They're both very similar in ability wise, but I just think she's going to get a really, really nice run, and I think she's probably a nice each way price, really. Yeah.
Okay, so she's going on top out of the
just because we know the run she's going to get. It's going to be probably a lot better than TikTok's. Yeah.
We'll move on to race 7 now, which is the Group 3 Winx Guineas over the 1600 metres. Chairman will run 57 kilos. Jimmy Orman will ride. Chairman's drawn barrier 11 with PlayUp. He's paying $9.50 to win and $3.10 for the place. He did produce a big finish to win the TL Cooney over the 1350 metres last start at Ipswich. He does step up to the mile for the first time here, and he's certainly bred to get the trip.
Yeah, definitely. His mum won over the mile and got over a little bit further. I imagine he's going to have a similar run to last start, and I went back and looked at his replay from when he won here in April over 1200 metres. I think he'll go back, he'll probably have a few more behind him here. It's a bigger field, and if Jimmy can produce a similar ride through the field, if he runs out a strong mile, I don't think this is much harder than last start for sure. So I think he's another one that's at a good each way price, and if he runs out a mile, he'll be right there. And
he's certainly a nice colt and deserves a crack at something like this.
Certainly, yeah.
We'll move on to race 8 now, which is the Listed Glasshouse Handicap over the 1400 metres. We have won this race twice with Crone and Elmer's Fury, going back a few years now. Vinco will run in this year, and he is eating. He always is eating, Vinco. Vinco loves his food. He'll carry 57 kilos. Jimmy Orman will ride from barrier 7. He's currently paying $34 and $7.50 with PlayUp. Is fourth up for his preparation and has a good fourth up record with 3 wins and 2 places from 7 goes. He was a little bit disappointing last start in the Spare Chief, but he has responded well with a jump out this week, and his work was really nice on Tuesday.
Definitely, it's very similar prep to the summer, isn't it? That little bit of a disappointing run, barrier trial month between runs to 1400, and this race is certainly it's probably pretty similar to a Magic Millions Cup, so if he can produce a similar effort that he did on Magic Millions Day, he's certainly in a race like this, but it's just whether he can do it, which Vinco shows up, I suppose. But he's over the odds if he was to produce a run like that, for sure.
Generally when he goes his best races, he is over the odds.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah. We'll go to race 9 now, which is the Benchmark 85 handicap over 1,000 metres. We have 2 runners in this. We will start with Shamrock Lou. He'll carry 56 kilos. Jimmy Orman riding barrier 5. He's paying $10 to win and $3.30 a place with PlayUp. He was an honest performance last start at Ipswich, finishing behind a really good horse, and he does have a good record at this track and distance, and he's also drawn very well for this race.
Yeah, key there is his form at the track and trips, terrific. So I thought he was really good at Ipswich last start. The winners are well above average, and these races are all pretty similar. Class 6s and 85, so he's at his mark, and I think he maps to get a really nice run here, and I think that's probably the key. The barrier 5, Jimmy knows him well, hasn't been able to ride him just because of circumstances lately, so I think he's a really, really nice each way bet here in this race for sure.
And he's a good honest horse, and he always tries hard.
Yes.
The second runner we have is Michele. He will carry 53.5 kilos with Ben Thompson on board. Michele has drawn at barrier 16, unfortunately. With PlayUp, he's paying $8.50 to win and $2.90 for the place. He had a good Metro win first up and wasn't far off last start, coming with a big finish. There's a bit of a tough draw, but the lightweight as one of the lowest raters in the race will help him.
I think that's the key, the drop in weight. I think it's 6 kilos, I believe. So the barrier's probably not too bad for him. He's going to get back anyway. It's just what sort of start he's got to give him, but 53.5 and the sprint that he's got, I think if they overdo it up in front, for sure he'll be running on really, really strongly. It's just whether how much ground he's going to have to make up.
And how are you splitting them? Who's going on top?
Shamrock gets the better run.
Okay, just because of that, not the weight?
Nah, there's not much between them at all.
Okay. Okay, we are into the final furlong of this week's Final Gallop. Who do you think our best winning chance is at Caloundra Cup race day on Saturday?
Golden Boom.
Golden Boom. Best each way chance for the stable?
I'm going to get Love Sensation. There's a few of them around that $8-9 mark, but I just think if you forget about last start, she's going to get a terrific run here, and I think if she can bounce back from that, she's a great bet.
Okay, and our best at the provincials, we have Ipswich on Friday, where we've got 4 runners.
Very tricky. We've got 2 in 2 races. 2 nice fillies in the last. Glidon By gets back to where she won her maiden track and trip, and Yalla steps up to the 1350 for the first time. I think we can probably Quinella race, but the barriers, I think Glidon By, probably our best. Yeah.
Okay, our best track worker for the week.
Over at Doomben, yeah, Golden Boom and Chairman were very good.
Yeah.
And Love Sensation was great here.
Okay. And the performance from the stable for the week.
I suppose Princess Rainice, the stakes placing, it's got to go up there, yeah, but I know we spoke about last week with the 4 winners, Metro winners last Wednesday is probably up there as well.
Okay. Now, courtesy of PlayUp, their stable special offer for this Saturday is $2.70 for Chairman to run top 4 in the Winx Guineas. That's fairly good value.
Yeah, I think he's about $3 to run a place, so I like him each way, so I think $2.70 to run top 4 is a great bet.
Okay, it is time for Cav's Corner, which is supported by the Brisbane Airport Hotels Group. He did miss his first leg last week on Jouet, as we know, but there is nothing surer than the second leg of a failed Cav multi, so Princess Rainice was a moral to run a place. Let's see what he's got for us this week.
Welcome to Cav's Corner for this week. Last week, no joy again. But this week, a quiet day we have. We'll go to the sunny coast. We'll go Golden Boom, a win, into Vinco, a place. I think that gives you $20.40 for the $1 outlay. Good punting, guys.
So he's gone Golden Boom a win, which is your best bet, into Vinco a place. If the right Vinco turns up, it's certainly a good bet.
Definitely, yeah, I think it's about 20 to 1 at this stage, so if the right Vinco shows up, he'll probably win too. So,
but the right Vinco might hear that he's got Craig on his back and decide to,
especially if Golden Boom rumbles up earlier. So, yes,
exactly right. Okay, good luck at the Sunshine Coast, everyone. The stable can hopefully finish the Winter Carnival off on a high.
Yeah, certainly. We've had a really solid winter, I think, and we've got really good chances all day Saturday, and hopefully we can finish it off with a couple.
Exactly right. Best of luck to everyone on the weekend.